It's a little hard to see how one could be more conservative or more consistently conservative than I've been. And I think part of the answer is people use labels and don't really have much meaning behind them. So, bottom line is I don't worry about labels. I try to vote on what the right thing is on the issue in front of me, and don't worry about all the rest of the things. Part of what's happened is, and stop me if I'm getting off into other territories, but there are 3 or 4 groups that are trying to define what is conservative and what is not. And they're doing it for their own purposes to raise money. If they can say that these Republicans are not conservative and so give us money and we'll help them toe the line, then they're building their fundraising base. And so you've got, for example, a voting scoring system by an organization that's been doing this since the 70s. I'm a 95-96% conservative rating over a lifetime, 95 or 6% last year. It's all consistent. These 3 or 4 organizations, though, are trying to divide conservatives, and they have me at different levels, partly because they don't support any agriculture, partly because, they'll pick, out of 600 votes, they'll pick 15 or 20, and they'll make some that divide Republicans so they can have a list of good Republicans, bad Republicans, and then go do their fundraising from it. The reason I get into that is I think that is one of the most damaging things happening right now, to divide conservatives and divide Republicans, and they're doing it for their own purposes. One of the leaders of one of these groups said at the end of the government shutdown, well, we knew all along that you can never stop Obamacare by shutting down the government. While his organization had been one of those pushing to have that very thing done. So there's a lot of manipulation going on, a lot of distortion, and so that's part of the reason that I decided this time that I was going to run a fuller, more complete campaign than I have before, because I think there's a lot of understandable frustration in the public. And in addition to that, you've got literally 3 or 4 groups that are sowing seeds of dissension.